With the new legendary crafting system update coming out and allowing us to scrap legendary gear for a chance to unlock these new legendary mod boxes, along with the plans for these new legendary mod boxes, you're probably wondering what new legendary effect mod boxes you want to grind for. Here are the 10 legendary effects and the plans that you want to grind for all of your beautiful ballistic weapons. Yeah, we're talking about guns this episode. And we're just going to jump right into this list. Starting off at number 10, we have the Vats cost reduction, aka the 25% less Vats cost legendary effect. This one's a godsend for all you Vats build fanatics out there. I myself am rocking this on a few weapons. If you are rocking a Vats setup, you're going to want to farm the hell out of this one. But if you're more of a shoot everything until it dies kind of player with a minigun, you might not give a shit. But like I said, for all of you fixer runners and all of you Vats players out there, I know that's about 50%, if not 70% of the player base. Boom, this one you're definitely going to want to farm for, but it's only at number 10 because it does not benefit everyone. So go out, try and get this legendary effect as soon as you can. Obviously, like I said, it's not the best, but it definitely does really help. The Vats optimized, or the 25% less Vats cost, will take 10 sugar bombs to craft. And coming in hot at number 9, I know a few of you are going to think that this legendary effect should be a little bit higher, but I do have my reason for it. So coming in at number 9, we've got the 15% faster reload effect. This bad boy is a game changer for literally every single weapon in the game. Think about it like this: while you are reloading, you are putting out 0 DPS. So the faster you get that done, the more damage you dish out. Perfect for all of you heavy gun enthusiasts. Trust me, the LMG and the Gatling gun with this effect on it are a must-have. I could promise you that. It will significantly increase your DPS. Now, that just goes with literally any gun in the fucking game because, again, when you're reloading, you're not doing damage, but this one is going to claim the number 9 spot. I promise you, you're going to want to look out for this one and scrap as many legendaries as you possibly can with this effect. You're going to put it on basically all of your guns, or at least you won't hurt yourself if you put it on all of your guns. This is a really good legendary effect to have. And then the 15% faster reload legendary effect, or the swift legendary effect, will require 1 speed demon serum to craft and is a 3-star legendary effect. Hence why I said you're not really going to be hurting yourself if you throw this on, considering that the 3-star legendary effects aren't necessarily the best. Don't get me wrong, that +3 intelligence and that +3 strength is really cool, but if you could have a faster reload, hey man, you're going to output a little bit more DPS. And jumping right over that number 9 spot into the number 8 spot, we have the 2-shot legendary effect. That's right, the 2-shot effect is in the spotlight for right now. This one's fantastic for certain weapons, especially those used for tagging enemies. Now, I'm not going to say throw the 2-shot effect onto every single weapon. I mean, hey, there, it's not going to hurt you. 2 shots is really awesome on a fixer, and they also did just buff the 2-shot legendary effect to actually work properly, so there is a little bit more damage to be had there. But you could throw this bad boy on a auto grenade launcher if you are a heavy gunner and basically get 2 grenades for every single shot, or you could throw it on a fucking rocket launcher, or you could throw it on a hellstorm, or you could throw it on a fat man, and you will get 2 fat men. You basically get 2 fucking explosions for 1 shot. I personally, since I mainly run a commando, I throw it on a Tesla rifle, and I'm able to tag 2 times the amount of enemies. So instead of tagging 3 enemies, I could tag 6 enemies. Instead of tagging 1 enemy, I could tag 2 enemies. So it seriously adds a boost to your XP during those events like Radiation Rumble or Eviction Notice, or even like the raid bosses like the Queen or Earl or the new neurological warfare event. That one is really great because of all the robots that spawn directly under the giant robots, so sometimes it's hard to see them, and a lot of people aren't really going after them, but the Tesla rifle makes it so you could hit everything, or the auto grenade launcher makes it so you could hit everything, and with that two-shot effect, you'll be, one, doing more DPS, and two, tagging more enemies. Two-shot is a must-have for at least one of the weapons that you run around with for the tagging capabilities, I promise. And the two-shot legendary effect is a one-star effect, and it will cost 20 lead to craft, so not super expensive for what I consider to be one of the best legendary effects in the game and a must-have. And now, beating out the two-shot effect at number 8, we got lucky number 7. We have the replenish 15 action points for each kill. Again, this one is mainly for you Vats users, but it is a complete game changer, and it could definitely help you out with all of your mobbing needs. If you have this on a weapon and go to West Tech, you basically, or if you go to really any fucking event, you won't ever have to get out of Vats if you have the right perk cards. You'll literally just be able to Vats through the entirety of West Tech without an issue. You'll be able to enter Vats at the start of the room and end Vats when you kill the last enemy in the room. It's fucking awesome. Imagine slapping this on a quad railway. You just turned it into the ultimate mob slaying motherfucker. But for boss fights, I would probably skip it. Not gonna lie to you. It's not the best for boss fights because you're not really gonna be killing a lot of people with your quad railway when you're fighting the queen. You're mainly gonna be putting that damage on the queen or on Earl. So I mainly suggest this if you do a lot of mobbing, if you try and level yourself up really fast, or if you try and complete the season really fast, and if you aren't using the nuka grenades because they got nerfed, I suggest you get the replenish 15 action points per kill, throw it on a quad railway, and just run through that motherfucker. Again, a really nice one for all of you Vats, mainly commando players out there. And of course, the inertial legendary effect, or the replenish 15 action points for kill legendary effect, is a 2-star legendary effect and can be crafted with 10 canned coffee. And coming in at number 6, we have one of the most infamous legendary effects in all of Fallout 76, well, and including Fallout 4 too, and that is the quad legendary effect. And now, don't get me wrong, I 110% get it. This effect turns any heavy gun into a goddamn turret and is essential for some serious DPS output. Personally, though, I only use it on my railways to mix things up a little bit, but if you're hunting for either a shit ton of DPS or a killer mobbing weapon, this is extremely crucial. Like I said earlier on number 7, if you throw the 15, replenish 15 action points per kill and then a quad legendary effect on a railway, you basically have a fucking godsend of a weapon that could take down any mobs. But if you have a fucking quad explosive railway, you could do some serious bossing damage, some real nice damage to the queen. I fucking personally have soloed the queen with a quad railway before, so I definitely suggest everyone get the quad legendary effect, and it is one of the most sought after effects in the game. If you have a quad weapon, it could obviously sell for a lot of caps or is a really good trade bargaining chip. So you're going to want to look out for the quad legendary effect, and if you could get it early on, congratulations. You beat the fucking game. Congratulations. This is literally everyone's like top 5 legendary effect in the game, but I'm putting it a little bit back because there's so many beautiful legendary effects you want to keep your eyes open for. And obviously, the quad or the hold quadruple ammo capacity legendary effect is a 1-star legendary effect and will only require 1 fusion core to craft, which is extremely cheap, and they may change this later on. They may make it a little bit more expensive, so if you can get quad, craft as many of the boxes as you possibly can. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, things are heating up as we hit the top 5. And at number 5, we've got a much needed legendary effect for almost every single player, and that is the vampire legendary effect. This legendary effect basically, it lets you steal a little bit of life every single time you do damage to an enemy. This effect is a lifesaver, and I mean that literally, especially on all your flamers. If you have a holy fire, obviously it has a vampire's effect, which is awesome. Or if you are like me and if you run a plasma, an enclave plasma flamer, you throw vampires on that. And when shit hits the fan, a vampire's flamer of any kind will pull your ass out of the fire and put your enemy's ass in the fire. It might cut into your DPS, but it's a top tier survivability boost, and I suggest every single player have at least one vampire's weapon on them. I suggest having a flamer. If you are a heavy gunner, you have the literal flamer or just a holy fire, and if you are a commando player, grab yourself a enclave plasma and put the flamer effect on it and get a vampires. Boom, there you go, you're invincible. Now, you're going to want to grab this one again as fast as you possibly can. I was super lucky and ended up getting a bunch of mods on the first day, like a bunch of the actual boxes, but I have yet to get the actual plan. So good luck to everyone out there. These plans are extremely rare, and vampires, again, just like quad, is extremely sought after. So I highly suggest you get it. And obviously, the Vampire's Legendary effect is a 1-star legendary effect, and it'll cost a very fitting 10 blood packs to craft, again, which is very low on the crafting materials. I thought all of these crafting materials would be extremely expensive, but some of them are expensive, some of them are stupid, and it just so happens that a lot of the top tier legendary effects require stupidly low fucking crafting materials like vampires and their 10 blood packs. So once you do get the plan unlocked, you'll be able to craft a few of them right away. Now, we're getting close to that final countdown, and with number 4 sliding in, we have the 25% faster fire rate effect. This one is a no-brainer and literally one of my favorite effects in the game. I know a lot of people will probably agree with me on that one. I don't think this pick is that controversial. This is a no-brainer for boosting your DPS across literally every single gun. I personally love it on my Enclave Plasma Flamer. Seriously, scrap everything you can with this effect. It's a must-have for your railways, fixers, and your flamers. Now, like I said, on my Enclave Flamer, it does some serious fucking work, just like it does on the fixers, and also like it does on all of my railways. And the railway weapon speed actually just got a little nerfed, so this is now a must-have on the railways if you want to output a little bit more DPS, like comparable to the pre-nerf DPS of the railways. It's not going to be exactly the same, but this is basically almost a requirement in order to get the similar DPS of the railways that we were having before this newest update just came out. Because, like I said, they did lower the fire rate on all railways. That's why the Ticket to Revenge is awesome, because it's a little bit faster than the rest of them. But the weapon speed legendary effects completely fix that. So I suggest, like I said, scrap every single piece of gear you come across with this legendary effect. It's a must-have, not just for my commandos out there, but also for all of my heavy gunners. If you throw this thing on a normal flamer or a fucking LMG or a 50 cal, you're going to have some seriously nice effect. I like rocking this on a 50 cal. It's really fucking nice on my lazy heavy gunner. So keep an eye out for all of those 25% faster fire rate legendary effect weapons. And obviously, the rapid legendary effect, or the 25% faster fire rate legendary effect, much like the swift legendary effect, will require 1 speed demon serum to craft, and it is a 2-star legendary effect. So, like I said, keep an eye out for it. You're definitely going to need it, especially for all those weapons that you don't want to put explosive on. I just suggest throwing the rapid legendary effect on. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. We have made it to the top 3 legendary effects that you are going to want on your ballistic weapons. If you made it this far, shout out to you. Now, these 3 are going to focus heavily on outputting a shit ton more DPS. Now, taking the bronze medal at number 3 is the anti-armor legendary effect. This is a fan favorite for a lot of you people, and a lot of people choose this as their meta. This is a fan favorite and a top tier choice for DPS. If you throw this on any gun, it will increase the DPS dramatically. And like I said earlier, some players swear by this legendary effect over Bloodied. I personally am a Bloodied player, but I completely see why the anti-armor, railways, fixers, Gatling guns are in the meta. I know why so many of you guys are running it, and it's because it's up there. It's up there. I really do think that both Bloodied and Anti-Armor have their merit, and I know that a lot of people love Anti-Armor. I also love Anti-Armor. It's amazing. If you snag this early on, congratulations, you're on your way to creating some god-tier weapons. A nice little Anti-Armor explosive railway rifle is a nice little treat and definitely fun as fuck to play around on, so I suggest you obviously try and get as many anti-armor weapons as you can and scrap them. Be on the lookout for these motherfuckers. I promise you don't want to miss out on having this legendary effect. It is very, very, very sought after and one of the best legendary effects for all ballistic weapons in Fallout 76. So obviously the anti-armor legendary effect is a 1-star legendary effect, and it will cost 5 black titanium to craft. Like all of the other ones on this list so far, not very expensive at all. So if you do look out and you get the plan for this awesome legendary mod on the first day, or your first day really trying, or the first week, or fucking 2 weeks down the line, whenever you get it, you're going to be able to craft a shit ton of them, which is awesome because it can help output your DPS significantly. If you do get them, just play around with them, throw them on a bunch of your guns, see if they do more damage than your Bloodied variants of those weapons. Now, beating out the bronze medalist and claiming that beautiful silver medal at number 2, we have everyone's favorite legendary effect. That's right, the explosive legendary effect. As you know, this one is pure fun and pure mayhem. I suggest you slap it on every weapon you have just because it significantly increases your DPS, not to mention that it also coincides with the Demolition Expert perk card, so that is just another perk card that you could throw on to increase your DPS even further, plus whatever perk cards you have that actually benefit the main weapon that you're using, such as the commando or shotgun or perk cards. So you're going to want to get explosive on every single weapon you can. It increases the DPS. It is just a pure DPS increase, no negatives to having it, I promise. A Bloodied explosive railway, sign me the fuck up. Yes, I'll take it. A quad explosive fixer, hell yeah, sign me up. That sounds fucking amazing. Like I said, slap it on every weapon you got, just like that shit is fucking Frank's red hot sauce. This is a must-have legendary effect, so scrap every explosive gun you find in order to get this legendary mod. Now, also just a little quickie for you, legacy weapons are back, like I mentioned in my last legendary effect video. However, they cannot be put on flamers, so if you have a Enclave flamer plasma, you can't put explosives on it. But if you have a auto Enclave plasma that's normal, no flamer, you can put the explosive legendary effect on it. So put it on and it'll benefit from the demolitions experts and the science perk cards. So just throw it on whatever fucking weapon you have and it'll increase the DPS by at least 30%, which is no small amount. I promise you're going to want to get explosive. Now, before we get into the number 1 spot, let's talk about what the fuck you need to craft the explosive mod. So obviously the explosive legendary effect is a 2-star legendary effect, and it makes your fucking bullets explode, adding extra damage. And in order to craft it, you just need 1 explosive bobblehead. So be on the lookout for bobbleheads. I will be making a bobblehead guide where you can I'll show where you can at least get 1 of every single bobblehead, because there are a lot of legendary effects that require all the bobbleheads, especially all of the special stat ones. So keep an eye on that. Start collecting the bobbleheads now before you could actually craft these effects. It'll come in handy, I promise. And finally, beating out all of the other competition to claim that beautiful gold medal and is sitting so pretty at that first spot. You guys already know what it is, and it is the legendary effect Bloodied. Yes, the crown jewel of legendary effects. It effectively doubles your damage if you're on low health, which has been the meta for the past 5 years. I will be coming out with a great bloody build, just the one that I use for my DPS mainly, so keep an eye on that. If you manage to snag this thing early, congrats, you beat the game. You're on your way to making some serious god rolls and some serious DPS output. I swear you're going to want to get this effect. Everyone here knows what it is. Bloody's been ran into the ground. It's just a must-have. Bloodied and Explosive are my two effects that I mainly run with. You could throw whatever else you want on it. It doesn't really matter on that 3rd star. I know a lot of people are throwing on the new special stat boost ones, especially the Strength or the Intelligence, just to get some more XP or some more carry weight, but it really doesn't matter. I suggest you just get at least Bloodied and Explosive. Grind your ass off for all of those, especially Bloody. Bloody's going to be so sought after, and it's the meta. If you're not a Bloody player, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I don't know why you're doing it. You're basically just wasting your time, in my opinion. You're going to want to grind for this. Like I said, though, all of these have extremely low chances of dropping, so good luck. And now let's talk about what you need to craft the motherfucking Bloodied legendary effect. So obviously the Bloody legendary effect is a 1-star legendary effect, and it requires another serum to be crafted. Yes, sir, it's the Adrenal Reaction Serum. So if you don't have access to the serums, or if you don't know how to get serums, again, I will be making a short video on that. Basically just vendor hop. It's the easiest way to get it if you don't have the crafting recipes unlocked, because they are pretty expensive. So there you have it, all of you beautiful vault dwellers out there. My top 10 legendary effects for ballistic weapons. Now, this is just part 1 in a series. I will be covering the effects you want for melee weapons, the effects you want for normal armor, and the effects that you want for power armor. Now, I'm betting most of you will agree with this list. Let me know what effects you're grinding your fucking ass off, or if you've already snagged a crazy plan like the Explosive effect plan or the Bloodied effect plan. Good luck out there, because those drop rates are absolutely brutal. I have scrapped thousands, I'm not even kidding, thousands of legendary weapons so far, and I barely have any of the plans unlocked. So good luck out there. And as always, I appreciate you motherfuckers for stopping by and watching my motherfucking videos. Stay safe out there in the wasteland, and thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out my first 20-minute video.